Nicole Kidman had it all: the fame, the beauty, the perfect love story. But behind the red carpets and photo ops was a woman quietly breaking. Twice. First, it was Tom Cruise, the Hollywood golden boy who swept her into a world of luxury, control, and illusion. Then came Keith Urban, the country superstar who promised her healing, but left her with heartbreak that felt hauntingly familiar. How did one of Hollywood's most admired women, with everything the world dreams of, end up living through two love stories that began like fairy tales and ended like cautionary tales? Because if there's one thing Nicole Kidman's story proves, it's that fame can make you visible to the world, but invisible to the people who claim to love you most. Before the world knew her name, Nicole Kidman was just a shy girl from Australia. Pale skin, fiery hair, and a quiet confidence that set her apart. Hollywood didn't know what to make of her until Tom Cruise did. Their chemistry on Days of Thunder was instant, and within months, the unknown actress became half of Hollywood's golden couple. The tabloids called it a perfect match, but perfection in Hollywood is rarely real. Nicole was young, in love, and suddenly living inside someone else's spotlight. Every move was managed, every smile rehearsed. The world saw glamour. She felt control. They adopted 2 children, tried to build a family, and for a while, it worked. But the cracks were there, quiet, invisible, spreading beneath the surface. By the time their marriage ended, Nicole wasn't just heartbroken. She was hollow. She vanished from the cameras, retreating into silence. To the world, it looked like peace. But behind closed doors, she was rebuilding herself, learning to trust again, to feel again. And that's when Keith Urban entered her life, the man who had promised to love her differently. But history has a strange way of repeating itself. After Tom Cruise, Nicole disappeared from the chaos. No interviews, no red carpets, just silence. She poured herself into work, playing roles that mirrored her own pain. Every performance felt like therapy. Every award, a reminder that she was still standing. But behind that quiet strength was loneliness. For years, she admitted she didn't know if she could ever love again, not after feeling invisible for so long. Then, out of nowhere, came Keith Urban, a country singer from the same homeland she'd left behind, with charm, warmth, and the kind of attention she'd forgotten existed. He didn't see Nicole Kidman, the movie star. He saw the woman, vulnerable, searching, real. Their connection was instant. Within months, they were inseparable. For Nicole, it felt like fate was giving her a second chance. But second chances often come with shadows. And deep down, she knew love can be both a cure and a curse. When Nicole and Keith appeared together, they looked unstoppable, the Hollywood queen and the country king. The perfect balance of elegance and edge. Their wedding in Sydney felt like a dream, simple, intimate, filled with hope. For the first time in years, Nicole looked genuinely happy. Fans believed she'd finally found the love she'd always deserved. Keith called her his miracle. Nicole said he was her safe place. But behind the smiles, there were signs the fairy tale was too perfect to last. Keith had his own demons, fame, pressure, and a battle with addiction he'd kept buried for years. Just months after their wedding, those demons came crashing back. Nicole stood by him, checking him into rehab, refusing to give up on their love. To the world, it looked heroic. But inside their marriage, the cracks were deepening. Fame had once again become a third person in the relationship. And this time, it wasn't just threatening their image, it was threatening their peace. From the outside, Nicole and Keith looked unshakable. Red carpet smiles, awards, public affection, everything the media loved. But behind closed doors, life was far from picture perfect. Keith's career was skyrocketing, but so were the temptations. Constant touring, late nights, the pressure to stay relevant. It all came at a price. Nicole, now juggling motherhood and her own demanding career, felt the distance growing. Friends later whispered that they lived in 2 different worlds. Hers built on structure and calm, his on chaos and unpredictability. The love was real, but it was being tested by fame, old habits, and unhealed wounds. There were moments when Keith disappeared for days, seeking escape. And Nicole, who had already lived through emotional silence once before, began to feel that same familiar ache, the one that comes when love starts slipping through your fingers. Still, she stayed. She believed in him. But sometimes believing isn't enough, because the moment you start fighting harder to keep something than to enjoy it, you already know it's fading. Rumors started quietly. Whispers of separation, of fights behind closed doors, of Keith slipping back into old habits. At first, no one believed it. Nicole and Keith had survived so much already. But this time, something felt different. Keith's relapse hit harder than before. He was exhausted, drained by fame, haunted by pressure. Nicole tried to help, but she was breaking too. The same woman who once held her family together now faced a painful truth. Love can't fix what someone refuses to heal. In public, she smiled. In private, she cried. Friends say she begged him to choose peace over chaos. But Keith's battle was deeper than she could reach. By the time the news of their separation surfaced, the world was stunned. Not because they split, but because the cracks had been there all along. Nicole had gone from one high-profile heartbreak to another, yet this time, something had changed. She wasn't shattered. She was silent, composed, distant, and perhaps, finally, done trying to be saved. After Keith, Nicole didn't rush to explain, defend, or blame. She simply disappeared again, this time on her own terms. No headlines, no heartbreak interviews, just quiet. In that silence, she rebuilt herself once more. But this time, differently. She learned that love doesn't have to come with chaos. That peace, not passion, might be what she was chasing all along. Nicole started choosing privacy over publicity, substance over spectacle. And slowly, she became something Hollywood rarely allows, mysterious again. Today, she stands as proof that even in a world obsessed with perfection, survival is its own kind of power. Her story isn't just about love lost. It's about a woman who refused to be defined by it. Because Nicole Kidman didn't just live through heartbreak, she mastered it. And maybe that's why she never needed a fairy tale ending. She became her own. Nicole Kidman's story isn't just another Hollywood love saga. It's a reminder that even the brightest stars can burn quietly behind the scenes. She's lived through control, heartbreak, redemption, and loss. Yet somehow, she's always come out stronger, more graceful, and harder to read. Maybe that's her secret. She never lets the world see her break. From Tom Cruise's shadow to Keith Urban's chaos, Nicole has shown that love can be both a sanctuary and a battlefield. And maybe, just maybe, the truest kind of power isn't in finding someone who completes you. It's in learning you were whole all along. So while the tabloids chase rumors and fans debate what really happened, Nicole Kidman keeps doing what she's always done best, saying nothing and letting her silence speak louder than any headline ever could. Because in Hollywood, everyone plays a role, but Nicole, she's been rewriting her own script all along.